Hi, this is Tom and Ann from True Cave Aquatics, and I just picked up a new brine shrimp hatcher from Aquarium Co-ops. This 2000 plus blender with the taller legs on it, and a couple of cans of brine shrimp eggs from Aquarium Co-op. So they have up to 90% hatch rate. And I haven't opened them yet, but I did a bunch of research online and came up with this scientific study that was on Tropical Fish magazine. I'll try to provide a link to that. But what they're suggesting is the pH number 1 to be at 8.0 from the start. When you put your salt and everything in there, there should be at 8.0, and 12 days later, after the hatch, 12 days after the hatch, to check that pH level again to make sure it's staying at that 8.0. Get a pH meter here, and if it's not, you can add a little baking soda to bring that pH to the right level. They also suggest for this 2-liter container to use 2 tablespoons of salt, and I've got this API aquarium salt, and that's fine. I've got some other aquarium salts here. 2 tablespoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of Epsom salt, which I have here, per 2 liters, and 3 drops of unscented bleach, and that's to be put in right when you start them up. And the bleach is to kill any bacteria or hitchhikers, potential biological load that can be present when they harvest these eggs, I guess from Great Salt Lake or wherever they may come from. They harvest them in huge mats and pretty much take along everything with them. They dry them out, but the drops of bleach will dissipate quickly after it's put in here, and it's not going to affect the eggs. So I'm definitely going to try that, and it keeps your eggs from clumping up and getting scummy after the hatch. And they suggest that you harvest them like 12 hours after they hatch. So they have about 30 up to 39% body fat, and just before they do their first molt, which they'll do after about 12 hours. And you want to get them, they suggest getting them before their first molt. I got a little heater in here. It's a programmable heater. They suggest to keep the temperatures at around 80, between 80 and 84. Around 80 is fine. And let's see what else. A half a tablespoon of brine shrimp eggs per this container. And to store, once you open a can of these eggs, to store them in a glass jar, a sealed glass jar, like this ball jar here with the rubber seal on it, and a desiccant pack, a food grade desiccant pack, because you want to do your best job to keep all the moisture out of them. And when you take them out of the freezer, just long enough to get the scoop of eggs out of there and to put them right back, and it helps them last a lot longer and have a higher hatch rate. So I'm pretty much set up down here. I've got some of these here so I can freeze brine shrimp eggs after I harvest them. I got a couple of these as well, and hoping to have some pretty good success. This is part 1, and I'm about ready to set this thing up, and I've got a light for it. Actually, it's just a rechargeable LED light that I can put down here. I've got a shop light too, but I can put it underneath here when the bulb is off for the brine shrimp to come down. And I put this little attachment on here so I can turn on and off the flow of the eggs and down into a little collection cup. We'll see how that works out. And Corey from from Aquarium Co-op sent this little guppy sticker along with the order, so I figured that's a good place for it, right there on the hatchery. So this is part one, and I'm going to see how well I do following this very in-depth scientific study, controlled study they did, brine shrimp hatching, and see how that works out. And I'll get back to you on part two here soon, and we'll see how that works. I'm going to clean this out really well first, and it's got the thermometer in there. I also have a little gauge over here, temperature gauge, and this little USB. Let me get this little USB air pump, because the power source I have back here behind the aquariums has USB ports on it, so that'll be good. I can just hang it up over here somewhere. And it's sitting next to another project I've got. I'm going to do a little waterfall, fog, misting situation here in this bowl. No, I'm not putting a beta in it, but I'll get back to you here soon on this brine shrimp hatchery setup. And you always want to make sure you've got a check valve placed correctly between the air pump and up here the bubbler, the air stone, because if at power outage you don't want that water back flushing down into your pump. So use a check valve on all your airlines. And got my measuring spoons, my pH meter, the brine shrimp eggs, a pint jar to store them in. After I open them up, I got some food grade desiccant packs. After I open this up, I can put them right in the freezer and keep them. So I'll let you know how this works out and what I feel about that, the hatch rate and everything. So I hope everybody has a great day from 2 Cave Aquatics and Tom and Annie. Well, thanks for all the new subscribers. We got a few more today, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.